Welcome back. As we switch to the war in Gaza, thousands of displaced Palestinians are fleeing Younis in southern Gaza as the Israeli military said it has surrounded the city amid further operations west of the area. Troops have also reportedly advanced deeper into remaining parts of the city where they believe Hamas leaders are hiding in tunnels with hostages. Cars, trucks and tractors were used to transport families and their essential belongings. Meanwhile, Israel is reeling from the deaths of at least 24 of its soldiers in Gaza in what is the biggest single loss of life for Israeli troops in the enclave since the war with Hamas began. According to the Hamas-controlled health ministry, more than 25,000 people have been killed in Gaza since October 7. Meanwhile, the United Nations has held a high-level meeting on Gaza. Secretary General Antonio Guterres says the quality of humanitarian aid flowing into Gaza is insufficient, adding that all measures are being put in place to help displaced people.
No effective humanitarian aid operation can function under the conditions that have been forced on Palestinians in Gaza and those doing everything possible to help them. The quantity of aid is highly insufficient in light of needs. It is fantasy to think that 2.2 million people can survive on aid alone. Basic commodities from the private sector must enter in meaningful quantities, as they did for many years before the current fighting. This is essential to address rising needs and avert both a complete breakdown and ever-mounting death toll. I urge all parties to step back from the brink and to consider the horrendous human cost of a regional conflict. Beyond the need for immediate de-escalation, each situation demands the implementation of a clear political roadmap that would contribute to long-term regional stability.
For the leaders at the helm in Israel, the Palestinian people are a people too many. They deny their existence, their rights, their humanity, whether in Gaza, the West Bank, including East Jerusalem, or the Palestinian refugees or the Palestinian prisoners. They do not see our people as an empirical and political reality to coexist with, but as a demographic threat to get rid of through death, displacement, or subjugation. These are the choices they offer us: genocide, ethnic cleansing, or apartheid. I know some here are uncomfortable with these words, but they are the reality that we live under. And trust me, you should be much more concerned with the existence of that reality than the words used to describe it.
As long as Hamas remains in power, a very dark future is inevitable for all of us. How can you call for a ceasefire and mention a solution to the conflict at the same time? This is a complete oxymoron. You cannot have both. It's impossible. Hamas seeks to annihilate Israel, and if you support a position that will leave Hamas in power, you cannot pretend to wish for a solution to the conflict. The person directly responsible for the terror attacks throughout the region, for this spillover since October 7th, will be sitting here soon. Minister Abdelhayan represents the regime that arms and instructs Hezbollah to target our civilians. He represents the regime that transfer weapons and intelligence to the Houthis. Without Iran, the Houthis would not have advanced cruise missiles or UAVs to target merchant vessels in the Red Sea.
In the meantime, the United Kingdom's Minister for the Middle East, Lord Tariq Mahmoud of Wimbledon, is reiterating the need for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, adding that the war must not go on longer than necessary. For the Minister of Foreign and European Affairs of Slovenia, Tanja Fajon, a two-state solution is crucial for both the Israelis and the Palestinians.
We are all very much seized of the continuing situation and humanitarian suffering of innocent Palestinians in Gaza. And therefore, the United Kingdom is now clear that we need an immediate humanitarian pause leading to a sustainable ceasefire in Gaza. Equally important is that we now see a real commitment from all countries towards the delivery of the two-state solution. It is our view, and I know it's a view shared by many, that this conflict must not go on for a moment longer than necessary. An immediate pause is now necessary to get, as I've seen myself, the vital life-saving aid in and get the hostages out.
So immediate ceasefire now. This is crucial. Humanitarian aid to innocent civilians. Release of hostages now. And a serious talk on a political solution. That means serious talk on a two-state solution, the only guarantee for the security of Israelis and Palestinians is a Palestinian state. The international community has an amazing responsibility. It's our collective test on humanity. And the world has failed so far on humanity.